did you give
A lot, but
during the last week?
yeah, I really just, after a while I just went, no more. Because they didn't want to interview me before the race, so why interview with them after, you know? Only that. I did the main guys that I've always done, and then some radio ones, but a lot of the other ones I was like, enough's been said, go to this site and take from there, you know what I mean? Because after a while you can only say the same story so many times.
Okay.
And then you're like, oh.
No, you don't need, I don't ask you about
No, but I don't care. No, but a lot of those people I was, yeah, because I'd read what they said before the race. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, okay, I'll remember your name. Because you're going to ask me the question after the race. So I like to point it out to a lot of them. It was a very satisfying interviews with a lot of them. Timothy Carlson, they gave me 25 to 1 chance of winning. It's like, oh, okay, Tim. You know,
they really put you into a corner.
Yeah, I was like, no worries, Tim. I won. I had a mechanical, and last year I was 4th. And now I'm 25 1 chance to winning, and you're a goose, Tim. But there was a lot of people like that I was. But the ones that were always, I didn't care if they thought I was a favourite or anything, but were fair in their analysis pre and post, like pre-race, I gave them the top. And I was like, oh yeah, because anything can happen in Kona. But a lot of these people, I just felt were uninformed. They just have a job and they just worry about. They've got no. I don't know how they have their jobs within our sport, running major publications. Yeah. And they've done no research on anything. They just don't. They think about Kona the month before Kona. You know, it's like, okay, we've got to think of who's going to win Kona. Give me a list of the athletes. Yep, okay.
Yeah, looking at the results.
Yeah.
Not looking at times.
Nothing. And if they're supposed to be giving a proper, it's supposed to be proper information, because they're running a major publication within the sport. It's different if it was, a running magazine or, but they're the authorities in the sport, and they're just so way off. Like some of the people they were picking to win, weren't they? Are you kidding? Just because they're American or they won some race that was no one at. There you go. So it wasn't just me who was frustrated, because I know a lot of the European guys were frustrated. They had Marino a 20 to 1 chance of winning the race. I don't know if you watched I'm in Austria this year, but the guy went 7:52. It's the 3rd fastest time in history. And
ignored it.
They ignored it. It's like it was just amazing to me. So I was good in the interviews I did do with these publications, because I got a memory like an elephant. I'd pull it out. I'd tell them that. I'd be like, no, you said this, Tim. Please explain this, or you said this.
Did they feel embarrassed, by the way?
No, because it's just the next race now. Clearwater, there's no. If it was any other job, they'd be fired for being for not doing their homework. Reality. It just annoys me that our sport sometimes allows people to be in positions without doing the work that requires to be in that position. If you're supposed to be the authority on the sport, and you get things wrong, but have an objective, reasoning behind why you give numbers to people, or why you. And the European, they didn't even have Timo Bracht as a top 10. They didn't even mention the guy. Yeah. They're talking about guys like, Michael Lovato and Andy Potts. And Andy's a great athlete, but Michael Lovato, nice guy as well. Over athletes like, Marino and Timo. They're talking about Farris and these guys, of course. They just talked about the people they know. They didn't see the new guys coming. It was just frustrating.
So, what is in your minds these days?
No, you don't want to go there. No.
Your family.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to going home and starting training again. Really. Yeah.
Going back to a regular life. Some
sun, born.
Everyday life.
Yeah, fall back into my routine in Sydney.
Do we know the sexes of this baby?
We said not to find out. We could have found out, but I said no. We have another baby due next year in early May, last week of April, early May.
Congratulations.
Oh, my pleasure.
Well, that's another
I'm sure it'll be another go. Yeah, but just, I'm keen to get back into my routine, you know, like, I've just been travelling and I need to, boom. And it's easy, I go to Sydney and the sun's out, the packs are on, it's that summer buzz that, you know, December's easy, it's festive season, you have sort of a good, the weather's good, people are training, people are happy, you know. Well, no, there's things in life you miss. I miss a lot of good things with, you know, preparing for big events like Kona. I have to be away from my kids.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Yeah.
But it's a decision, you know, since I've had kids, it hasn't been my decision anymore. I said after I won in 2007, up to that point, my life was very consumed with me. You know, I was very, and a lot of people, if you got in the way, I just steamrolled you, get out of the way, because I had to win this race. But then after 2007, I relaxed a lot more. You know, it was very much a family decision whenever we made decisions when it came to what I wanted to do. You know, and that was revolved around sponsorship, I guess money to some degree, and events more than achieving anything. And then I got, I guess, not that I missed the limelight, but after 2008, when I had the problem in Hawaii with mechanical, and I read some of the crap, like, I was offended, you know, that, you know, of course I was a new champion, and I was like, oh, it's wonderful, but I had a mechanical, and suddenly people were like, oh, he was struggling, he's finished, he's washed up. I'm like, last year I was the greatest thing since Jesus Christ, you know, and now I'm washed up, like, it all happened within a year, and I'm like, how do you assess that? I just won Ironman Frankfurt.
Yeah.
I've just, you know, I've had an unbelievable season, and because my cable broke, I'm washed up, and I had to wear that, and then I realised, you know what, I want to go back, because I was content on really not going back to Kona and winning it again. I always said if I won it once, I wouldn't go back. And we spoke about it at home. I said, you know what, one more round. And I thought in 2009 I was going to win, and I didn't. I was beaten by 3 better guys, but you know, I had issues there. And every other year I'd cross the line in Kona. I said, that's it, I'm done. But 2009 was the first year I actually said to everyone, I want one more round. You know, one more, I can win this thing. And that was this year, 2010. So, will I go back? Never say never, but it's not something that I don't feel I need to prove myself there anymore. I don't feel the need to prove myself to anybody, and that'll be a decision we make as a family. Totally, it'll be totally my wife's decision.
Yeah, okay.
You know, because it took a lot of, and I think after the 2009 race when I was 4th, I think Emma felt that I'd be too restless if I didn't go back, and she basically said, I think you should go back. And not that she's ever said, I don't want you to do Hawaii. It's never been, she's not that.
Yeah.
But she was the one actually pushing, said, I think you need to go back one more time. Because I think she believed too, you know, I have issues.
So it's a perfect system you have.
Yeah,
it's the basics, you have the basics.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still competitive, I think I'm motivated by different things than I was when I was doing short course, or when I was ticking off these list of races I wanted to win. I was motivated by anger to some degree, or desperation's the wrong word, but I was wanting to be respected. And I was winning all these races, and I used to always feel that I was misunderstood all the time, and there's too much hype around, oh, he's arrogant or he's cocky, and not enough respect of what I was winning. You know, I'd be like, well, I just won 13 races in a row. You know, like, give me people who have done that in 3 years. You're raving about Faris Al Sultan, he won 1 race. You know, and now I think when I've softened up and I don't care anymore, now I see it in the States when people start to go, man, you won that as well. I'm like, yeah, 5 times. Or I won, and people are starting to appreciate the career I've had, and now it's definitely a different situation, but I'm definitely motivated by other things now, because I realise in the sport of triathlon, it's very, there's not a lot of people like me who actually love the history of the sport and are so dedicated to the actual sport. I realise that most people are here to make a quick buck and get out, and that's, so once you sort of accept that, especially within the United States, you don't get so attached and so emotionally attached to things like I was years ago.